But
like Yu-Gi-Oh online, I don't care about. But having these conversations with my kid, that's another thing.
oh no no no,
And him
that's first.
telling them no, that he told them no, I don't want to have this conversation. I'm not
Yeah,
okay with this. And
yeah,
they still pushed.
of course. Hey everybody, I caught myself two people today, and this is going to be an amazing, actually very important interview. I'm having some issues with my internet today, so hopefully, if stuff goes, you just understand that's the reason why. But that being said, thanks again for joining us today. Thanks for subscribing, watching us, commenting, doing all the things you're doing to raise this channel up because I can bring these amazing guests on. So it's all because of you out there. So I do thank you from the bottom of my heart. So today I have Talon and Sammy, and they reached out to me because they have a crazy, crazy story that we all know this is happening, but for some reason it continues to happen. So, hi, my friends. Why don't you introduce yourself and then we can move forward?
Do you want to introduce yourself first?
Uh, Talon. How should I?
Do you want to
That's
tell him
okay,
to go?
just like that. Talon.
Right.
He'll be 18 on March 1st, so like 2 weeks away,
Okay,
he'll be 18.
2, 3.
great,
Yeah.
I'm Mom, I'm
great.
Sam.
Hi,
We're
Sam.
from Florida,
Okay, okay, great.
near like
And
Clearwater, Florida.
okay, you don't need to say exactly where. That's fine. So you're a mother and a son, right?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yep.
yep.
So you reached out to me because some crazy stuff happened to Talon on the internet. So why don't you just go ahead and start telling us exactly why? What
You
happened?
want
Why
to
you
start?
reached out to me?
Do you want to start?
Should you say why you reached out or?
I can, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, I reached out to you because almost 2 years ago, he started playing Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments online. It's like Pokemon, if people don't know what that is.
Okay.
Online, and you
Okay.
can do digital like games of the tournaments. Well, he started talking to a transgender female. They're 27. He was 16 at the time, and started playing these Yu-Gi-Oh games with them. Well, they have a Discord for 18 and up. And knowing that, they still added him anyway. Then from there, they started private chatting with him and
What?
working him basically. And because he has autism and all of this, he didn't really understand what
Oh,
was going on. And I didn't know this
okay.
was happening at the time until a little while after. Well, they were trying to get him to send nudes, trying to sexually chat
What?
with him. They were sending him nudes. There was one message that said that if I knew your address, I would come to your house and do whatever I wanted to you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
I'm actually speechless. I'm
Yeah.
speechless. So
He
he
didn't
was
know what was going on.
16
He was
Yes.
16. Yep.
and and you have autism, so you're there
Yeah.
on this particular space, and all of
Mhm.
a sudden they're telling you come over to this other. Did they tell you to come over to the Discord space?
So I joined it because it was, I was watching her off of YouTube. She was just doing Yu-Gi-Oh content. So,
Okay.
I saw the server. Uh, there wasn't a point where it said it was 18 plus, but there was, like Discord, um, uh,
Rules. The
calls
rules.
going on in
Right.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
that was for the most part 18 plus, and I didn't know a lot about them until it was happening, and I was just like, I don't want to be in this. And at one point she just asked me to join one, and I was like, okay, and that's basically when it started happening.
Wow. Okay, so you go into the group and they start talking this kind of sexualized way towards you is what I'm understanding, right?
Pretty much, yeah. And then
What?
I wasn't really great with it, but I was just gonna stay there for a little bit, see if it
Yeah.
phased out. And then she sent me her I believe it was her Twitter, and then she told me to just look at something, and then she pretty much Showed me her nudes on there. Which,
Yeah, which is what I was gonna say. They were probably wanting him to go on there to look at the nudes on there. But at the same time, they were also sending him private messages of this stuff also.
Yeah.
So this is. Did they know that you were underage? They must have known.
Yeah.
They totally knew, and they did it anyway. So, how did you find out about this, Mom?
Well, he didn't tell me for a couple months. Like, I would notice there was something going on, but with his autism, and he's already got PTSD, I didn't want to push it, because he's the type of person, if you push him too much, he's going to kind of go into a shell. So I kind of just would ask him, what's going on? Are you okay? And he would just be like, yeah, something's going on. I don't want to talk about it. Well, a couple months went by, and I think his friends kind of talked him into telling me what was going on. Because he came out, and he was like, hey, Mom, this is what's going on, and he told me. Well, I tried contacting my local PD, and they told me their name, but after that, they wouldn't tell me their name, because they knew what they were telling me was wrong. They told me that this person's not committing crimes. They weren't coming out to take I can't think of what the word is, but where they come out and take a thing.
Yeah. They take a statement from. They take a statement from.
They're not
That's
going
right.
to take a statement. They're not doing anything wrong. They're not breaking any laws. Blah blah blah.
What?
And I was like, "What is your name?" And they wouldn't give it to me after that. And I started yelling at this cop on the phone, and they were like, "You need to calm down. You need to calm down. There's nothing wrong with this."
What?
So,
I'm shocked.
I have a friend, this girl that I'm friends with on TikTok. She's involved with this stuff, like helping parents to know where to go when this stuff is happening. So I contacted the FBI. It took them about a month to get back to me, but it really hasn't gone far. They've taken a statement and stuff like that, but that's as far as it's gone. Just seems like either cops don't want to touch it, or they're kind of involved somehow, and I don't know.
Don't underestimate what the police or the FBI are doing. So I know that because I come from a law enforcement family, as well as I understand there's a whole thing. There are legalities. I'm shocked, first off, that the police would even say that. That 100% illegal what's going on here. This person is underage, and then they're sending nude pictures. That's illegal. That is actually...
On top of he has a disability, so his brain doesn't work like mine or yours
That's right.
would.
That's right.
They're out of state. So this is across state lines happening. They're from Texas.
That makes it a felony. That's a felony.
Yep.
But I'm going to tell you this. You might not think the FBI isn't doing anything, but they are. They are. What they have to do is it takes a long time to catch these weirdos, because these weirdos know how to navigate the internet, and they do. Yeah.
Another thing the cop told me to tell him, because once you take down your Discord, you can't get anything back. The cop told me to have him make a new Discord, and I was like, I'm not having him do that because all the evidence is going to get erased. No. So he wanted me to have him erase all the evidence. I was like, no, I'm not having him do that.
No, that's
but
gross.
What she did was she took herself off of there.
Of course, because she knows.
She ran away because she knew what she did wrong.
Also, she got scared of something you did or something he did. Made the trans person know that you were doing something.
One of his friends went to another YouTuber, and they made a video about the messages. And when they found that, she ran. Then she made a video on her YouTube blaming him, saying he's of age, he knows better, blah blah blah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, right. I would love, after all this, if you have any of that stuff, to email it all to me. So
I'll find her YouTube and I'll send it over to you.
Is she still on YouTube?
She was mad because she lost followers because people saw it. Yep.
She is still on YouTube?
Yep.
This is what I don't understand. Do you know that they come after me for doing stuff? These are I'm not going to say the word, but these are people.
Yep.
What?
Yep. And
I
I want people to know about it because I want them to know who she is, to watch out for her, and to know that this is going on. As much
that's
as
right.
people want to put their blinders on and go about their life, this is going on. He started feeling like it was his fault, I think.
Oh,
But I tell him all the time, this is not your fault.
nope.
They knew. They're like at least 10 years older than him.
Yeah,
At
for sure.
least.
Yeah,
They're
for
the
sure.
adult in this situation. They should not have engaged. Playing
But
like Yu-Gi-Oh online, I don't care about. But having sexualized conversations with my kid, that's another thing.
oh no no no.
And him
That's first.
telling them no, that he told them no, I don't want to have this conversation. I'm not
Yeah,
okay with this. And
yeah.
they still pushed.
Of course. Did they know? Do they know that he has autism?
Yeah.
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 Do you think they target autistic young people?
I think so, yeah. It might
So do
be.
I.
See,
I
that's
do
another
too.
thing is I want to get this out to see if they're doing this to anybody else because if they did it to him,
Oh, they
and
are.
it was all within a week of it happening, so they know what they're doing.
Oh, they are. I talked to other mothers who have the same story. Just so you know, of autistic. I talked to a lot of moms of autistic young people, and this is the problem. Why a lot of kids are trans. Why a lot of autistic kids are, quote unquote trans. They're being talked into it on the internet, right?
And their brains don't work like, I want to say non neurodivergent
Sure,
people. That's the
sure.
word I want to use because I don't want to
Okay.
be insulting to anybody. So,
Oh no, you're
yeah.
not. This is your story anyway, so don't worry about that. People who watch my channel
Okay.
are really smart. They're very smart, and they understand what you're doing here. So I appreciate you saying that, but you can call it whatever you like. I don't you won't be judged by the people here. They're gonna be.
Neurotypical brains work different than non neurotypical. So,
Of course, that makes a lot of sense. Of course. And all of the research I'm doing on this and meeting people and seeing, it's like easily vulnerable because there's a specific
very.
way of thinking, right? So vulnerable to,
And they take things literal, like for like years. I'm talking like up until maybe like you want to say 2 or 3 years ago, sarcasm. Like
Yeah.
he didn't understand sarcasm, and he still
okay,
doesn't really.
sure,
And
sure.
tone, like you can change your tone and not be upset, and he can still hear the tone in it
That's
and
right.
still wonder if you're upset. So yeah,
Right.
his brain doesn't work
Right.
the same as somebody else, as like a neurotypical
Yeah,
person.
I totally get it, and that's the vulnerability that people take advantage of, and why I talk about this high, all of a sudden this high rate of autistic young people being trans. They're just easily swayed into it, right? There's a
Yeah.
talent. I want to ask you, my friend, how do you feel about what happened to you? Are you upset about it?
I'm not great at all with it. I'm still trying to process it after what, a year and a half?
Oh,
Yeah,
Two
it's been
years?
almost 2 years.
it's
Yeah.
been almost two
Uh,
years.
yeah.
Yep.
Shit.
He'll
Okay,
be
go.
18 March 1st, and this happened when he was 16. Like June, July, like August, September ish.
Yeah.
Somewhere
two
around
years
there.
ago, because he told me in October of that year, two
Yeah.
years ago, and it was like 2 months before is when this all started. So
Wow. So it was so I'm sorry to cut you off, friend. So you're
that's
still
okay.
kind of dealing are you still dealing with it, Talon? You still feel
Yeah,
upset?
it's less that I'm actually dealing with it and more of just processing the fact that it all happened.
Hmm.
And what happened?
Yeah.
And what happened?
Yes. So before we even did this, I was asking him if he's okay doing this. Is he okay to talk about it? As you can see, it's upsetting.
It's
So
upsetting me, Talon.
yeah,
I can't even imagine how you feel about it. And I really do appreciate you sitting here and telling the story because you know why, my friend? You're going to help other people who are just like you and possibly getting stuck into these same scenarios because I think particularly autistic or neurodivergent, however you want to, are being completely targeted on the internet because that's the problem with the internet now. It's so open to crazy weirdo predators, just like that.
Right.
Yeah, just infiltrating games. And, I have an 11-year-old son, and I'm always asking him, Who's online with you? Who is this person? You know what I mean? I'm always just because they're everywhere. But then when
Yeah.
they find a
Another
kid, so do you think that they're specifically hunting? And I'm calling it hunting because is hunting. Uh, uh,
yeah.
Neurodivergent young people.
I honestly have no clue.
I think
Okay.
so because
Yeah.
they're easier to target because they're not going
Right.
to understand fully what's happening,
Right.
and it's also going to depend on the level of somebody's autism or their neurodivergency is
Mm,
going to depend on a lot of factors.
that's right.
Another thing the cop told me is that this was my fault. This was happening because I'm not watching his computer 24/7.
It is so far from your fault. Let me just
But
tell you how
he said,
gross. What?
yeah, he said if I would
What?
have been paying attention and checking his computer and stuff, this would not have happened.
That's not true. That's actually not true. First
I
off, that's
started.
not true. What?
No,
Sorry?
I know. This can happen to anybody.
First off,
This can
how
happen.
dare they say that? You first off cannot be. He's 16. He's not 10. And number one, number two, there is no way you can monitor 24/7. Also, why is he blaming you and not the gross weirdo?
I started yelling, and both him and my other son heard me, and they were like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "Well, what happened to your brother?" And my other son, my youngest son, was like, "This is not my mom's fault." Yeah.
Great, great.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
not your. I'm telling you, sitting here right now, it's not your fault. And the
No,
fact that
I know
that
it's not my fault, and it's not
good.
his fault either.
No,
It's
it's
the adult in this situation.
it's the it's also the platforms. I'm gonna so Talon, what was the platform you were playing that game on? What was it?
It was
Discord.
YouTube. She was on YouTube, and it was happening on Discord.
The chatting and stuff was happening on Discord.
The chatting was happening on Discord.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's no way to track it or anything and tell who's on it. That's
How it
why a lot
how
of P's are going and having kids join that, and
oh,
because they there's no way to tell who it is and track them basically.
how are they allowed
That's
to
why you're hearing like Jeffrey and those people are telling kids to come on my Discord and chat with me. That's why.
that's why. Oh, I was wondering why. So on Discord you can make it so that explain that to me. I don't necessarily understand. I've been on Discord, but I don't understand how that works.
Um.
Like the group and then the chat.
Yeah,
Oh
like how
yeah.
yeah.
So it's pretty much you just make a server to where you can invite pretty much anyone.
Okay.
It's truly that simple. You just make a server. You don't have to pay anything. It's free, and then yeah, you just make the name of it, and you're good.
Okay.
And
That's
then you
So
can
so
also
great. So now I got it. So now there's a Discord
yeah.
room. And then you go into it, and anyone can go. You can name yourself Mickey Mouse, and you can go inside. Right? There's nobody's making you put an ID down or anything like that.
No.
Anyone can create an account without any. No, you can create an anonymous account. You can be Mickey Mouse, and now you can go into
Yeah.
that space. Right? So
Yeah.
is there not history? Like, can you not? So every time the room is open and people are in there, there's no sort of what am I looking for, backup, or there's no way that you can trace any of what's
No.
how
no, and then
what
when you take, and then when you like you delete your account, so to say, all the messages go away. Like it deletes it. That's why I didn't want him taking his down because all that stuff would have disappeared.
yeah, the minute you take down your thing. So but there must be a way in the Discord space that the actual company must have some kind of backup, right? Like you might delete it, but somehow
Yeah.
yeah, we don't know. So the
So
room.
yeah. Whenever you delete your account, from what I've seen on YouTube, they just
Yeah.
get to have that whenever you
Yeah.
delete it.
Right. So that room you were in with this weirdo, it just disappeared. Did they delete that room where they were grooming you?
Yeah, she deleted it.
She.
But the
Yeah.
messages were still there because he was still on it. But her like
Excellent.
picture and stuff disappeared. So that's
But
why I was like, you are not deleting this. Do not delete this.
don't delete it.
Screenshot it. Screenshot it so you can have a file of it, and that's it.
That's it.
So that's
Totally.
it.
So when you so you have her messages to you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
wow, I can't wait to see that. Oh, do you know how old this trans woman is?
Like, at the time, she was 26, 27, so she's almost 30 now.
And she's still on YouTube.
Yep.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Yeah, yeah, no, these people have to be exposed. You know, I'm so tired of this, you guys, because as a transsexual person, this has nothing to do with being trans. Zero, okay? So now all these weirdo, freaky people are
Infiltrating it.
Yeah, that's right. They're calling themselves trans. So there's a story that just came out in the last day or so of a trans woman who worked at a nursery school who did something to a baby, and then they arrested her, right? And she pleaded, I guess, guilty. No jail time, you guys. No jail time. Got let out. And here's the other thing that I'm really pissed off about. You only can read it on right-leaning media, right? No
Of course.
left. Yeah, no MSNBC, CNN. None of it is reporting about this. None of it.
Because you take away from their agenda.
That's right.
That would be the agenda is not what they're saying it is.
But they're participating in what just happened to your son. They are
Yep.
participating in it when they don't actually put this out. As a transsexual, I want these trans people exposed because it
Yeah,
reflects
they're-
on me as well, right? So now everyone puts all trans people. It's like putting all autistic people in the same boat, right? No,
We're
there's different
all
levels.
gay people in the same. Not everybody's
That's
the
right.
same, no matter what group you're in. Everybody
That's
has
right.
a different personality and everything. But yeah, once certain people start infiltrating groups and making them look bad, it makes everybody look bad. Yep.
But the bottom line here between all of us is I will not tolerate people. I will not tolerate it, that especially towards people who have a look, you know, like autistic or neurodivergent, whatever, when they're more vulnerable. So they're hitting a very vulnerable group of people. No, how dare? What? First off, what are we all doing? Why are we all acting like this isn't happening when we all know it's happening? Especially,
Because
I'm going to hold accountable
the
the
news is saying
trans community. Sorry?
Yeah, the news is saying it's not. That's why.
That's right. That's why. Thank you so much. Again, I'm going to keep telling you thank you so much for showing up. Excuse me, and actually participating. I'm sure, Talon, it's not easy for you to actually talk about this, or feelings are hard, but you know, thank you, friend, because you will help some other young person who might be doing the same thing you did at 16. And then
I'm
here,
trying my best.
well, no, it means a lot to me, kiddo. It does.
Yeah,
You're
You
great.
didn't want to talk about it at first, and what did I tell you? What did I say to you?
It would help however many people you said it
It
would help.
could, if it helped one person, if it helps
That's right.
one person, then what you went through means something.
That's right. That's right. You should have never gone through that, my friend, and it makes me very mad for you because where are the adults? Where are the adults? How come there's no
They're an
adults?
adult, but
They're all-
they-
What? Like the fact that we're not actually talking about this on a bigger scale, because what happens is this, friends, is that now everybody hates trans people, which is not the way it should be. Not all trans people are weirdos, but now we're lumped into it, right? So everyone's just like, no one's trans is weird, because we have weirdos like this using the trans. I'll bet you $1,000,000 this person isn't even trans. I'll bet this person is just a weirdo saying I'm a woman and now infiltrating the space to mess around with kids.
see, like I like you, I like Blair, I like
Normal people.
in the mind people.
Yeah, we care about you. We also, Blair, people like us, me and Blair, and people, we want to hang. We don't want to be separate from you. We want
No.
you to like us. We want to be able to sit at the table. You know that. You know, we don't want to be separate, and that's not what I want you to see. But then these people are making it so hard for us to have just a normal life, like walking the world normal, right? And then we get these people coming in and messing with children, and it just upsets me beyond being a parent.
To be able to do what you're doing, and it's not okay.
No, I won't stand for this. That's why we're exposing it right now. And I'll find out who this person is. And I'll even put, no, this person needs to be exposed, needs to lose their YouTube channel. The fact that they even still have a YouTube channel. What?
And then blamed him.
It is
Like,
so
I was upset
sick.
about this, and then
Sick.
seeing the video of them blaming him, oh, I wish I could have jumped through my screen.
How did they
When I was
blame you?
seeing it.
How did they blame you? I don't know.
They
How
said that he knew it was an 18 and up server, and
so?
he knew what was going on, basically, but he didn't.
No, he didn't. He did not. I can tell even about. No, he didn't. They lured him there.
Yep.
And also, they should have never let him in if they knew he was 16 or whatever. They just should have never let him in. They knew he was 16.
Yep.
But you
Exactly.
see, that's what they do. It's called
Yep.
gaslighting. They change the story around to make you double
Gaslighting and
think.
grooming. Yep.
That's
And
right.
like I said at the beginning, he didn't know he was getting groomed at first.
Of
What did you
course.
do? Did you tell one of your friends what was going on? Show them the messages?
Yeah.
No,
What
yeah,
happened?
I was having a lot of anxiety and passing out, like looking at them, and I didn't think it was a big deal. I thought I was just overreacting, and so I showed a
Oh.
few of my friends. They were just like, "Yeah, you need to talk about this."
Oh, so your friends saw the weirdo saying weirdo things to you.
Yeah, he's got like 5 good friends that he talks to online. Like they make sure he eats, you can talk to them, everything. So when they saw, I guess the messages like he's telling you, they were
Hmm.
like, you need to tell your mom what's going on. So that's when he
Thank
came and
God.
talked to me. Yeah,
Thank
I
God.
even talked to them, and I'm like, thank you for being there for him, telling him to come talk to me, telling him what was happening. You are not overreacting, bub, and this is, I'm
No.
going to say it
No.
until I'm blue in the face. This is not your fault.
Mm.
No. Don't ever take this on, Talon. This is not even remotely your fault. That person tricked you. That person manipulated you. That person gaslit you. You know, it's gross, and I'm so sorry it happened to you. But one great thing you can take from this, friend, is you can learn that there are weirdos on the internet, right? Hopefully, that's something
One
you
thing,
learn. And
one thing I can say that I've drilled in their head since they were little: do not give out your name, do not give out your address, do not send nudes online, none of that. And that is one thing in this whole situation I am grateful for that he
yeah,
actually didn't do. No
yeah,
address, no naked pictures, nothing.
yeah,
They knew his name, but not his last name,
yeah,
not where he
that doesn't
lived,
matter.
none of
Right.
that. So I'm proud of him for that,
Yes.
and I'm proud
Great.
that he came and talked to me. I'm the
Great.
type of parent that if they're in trouble, they're not going to be in trouble for me. Like something like this, it's not your
That's
fault. I'm not going to
no.
be upset with you about that.
That's
But there
right.
are other parents out there that would have been like yelling, screaming, yeah, I
That's
get
right.
upset,
Sure.
not at him, about the situation that's happening.
That's right.
And those are two different things.
Well, this first off needs to get to some eyes that I have some friends who I'll show this to and who can possibly do some bigger digging around on this.
Okay.
There is a lot of groups starting now, especially parent groups and stuff about this kind of
Basic
stuff.
Consumers was one of them. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
That's one that I follow. Yep.
Excellent. Excellent. There people are fed up with this. We as parents, right? First off have to really be diligent in watching what's happening here. It is kind of our space. We have to sort of really start monitoring what's happening here. Now that
Yeah.
being said, Talon, it's not your fault. It's not your mom's fault. It's nobody's fault except the internet and that weirdo.
Yeah.
So I
Yep.
really want you to hear me, kiddo. It's no way. I know it's hard for you because just stuff happened and you were manipulated. Know that those people knew exactly what they were. They threw a thing in and they were reeling you in little by
Like a
little. They
fish.
were reeling. Yep,
Like a
that's
line
right.
for a fish.
That's exactly right. And it's
And
gross.
that's why I came to you is because of you've got a big following and because of the stuff you talk about, I knew
That's right.
that you would be interested in this.
Hundred
So,
percent, I am. Thank you.
yep.
No, it means a lot that both of you are sitting here telling me this because, first off, it's happening to somebody else. There's no doubt. So a mom or a dad or somebody might hear this or a kid, and you go, okay, we need to we need to fix this. The fact that I keep going back to that police officer. It's making me so mad that he just
And this is what I want to say to any parents that might be going through this, if the cops tell you that, call, if they're in another state, call their state. If their state won't do anything, contact your attorney general. If they won't do anything, contact the FBI and explain what is going on. It might take them a little bit to contact you back, but do not stop. Do not let it go.
Don't. That's right. You can't. You know, it's always going to be hard. You know, because there's, I think people don't understand how the internet is so huge and it's so vast, and there's so, it's literally an open field for people. It's just they open. It literally is, because they can disappear in 2 seconds, become somebody else, right? That's the problem. The fact that this person is still on the internet is so brazen of her, right? It's so brazen of her to, and then blame Talon for it. What? Wow. So don't worry though. I do think the FBI is on it. It's going to take a while. All these people are being, Jeffrey Marsh is being reported. They all are. They're all being watched. You know, they have to do it at the right time. They have to get enough, right? They have to have enough evidence, because they could blow it and the person could walk away. So maybe they're looking to see if this person is other young people like Talon, right? So that they can get
the thing is, that's why I want to get their picture out and the story out to see if this is happening to anybody else. Because
that's right.
And because of how quick it was happening and the stuff they were saying, he can't be the only one.
No. Sadly to say, he's not the only one. And this predator right here is now going after another kid, for sure. That's what they do. That's what they live for. It's sick. And, you know, it's a sickness they have. And we have to address the sickness. I'm sorry, friend. I'm so sorry. I know it hurts.
I know. Could leave kids alone. Like, they don't deserve it.
No, they don't. It's innocent.
The adult in the situation, like, I'm angry right now. I'm mad.
You should be. You should be pissed. I'm pissed. And Talon isn't even my kid. I'm pissed. This is not okay. And put the trans stuff over here, whatever. You know, the fact that this is happening more and more is so, we have to ring the alarm bell. And it feels like I just said about that little baby and that trans woman. And it just seems like more and more trans women, right? Are it's weird.
I was told from my friend that helped me with contacting the FBI, she said that women, I'm not even like trans women, but women in general are more covert and manipulative and more secretive than men. She said that men are more outright with it.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's,
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
The trans person he was talking to was female to male. So, born female, more secretive, more.
Oh my God! You see what I actually thought it was the other way. It's an actual FTM, like me.
Yep, female to male. Yep.
Oh my! That's actually shocking.
It's male to female.
Yep.
I thought it was.
Oh, it's the other way. It's a man.
Yeah.
It's a man who became. It's okay. It's actually it's hard for people to understand this. It's okay. People do it all the time. So it's a man who is acting like a woman, right? So that's what I would. It seems that becomes, because more people like me are not necessarily, now they could be. I'm not saying it can't be, but the majority of these that are being exposed are men who become women, right? Trans woman. So,
just because you change into a different gender,
doesn't mean anything. That's right. Nope.
The stuff that you were doing as a male, that doesn't go away. Your character doesn't go away unless you.
But also, friend, let me remind you, these people don't have. I transitioned 31 years ago. You had to go through an actual system, right? I had to go through a lot of mental health care. That's right.
You would have to go see a doctor. You would have to go see a therapist, and then
that's right.
Talk to you.
That's right.
From other people, you would have to go for like a year to make
that's
sure
right.
you actually went this. It wasn't you went to the doctor, and a couple days later you were on hormones. So
that's right.
It's changed a lot.
It's incredible.
And
so now you don't have to do that. You don't have to. You just can take you can just go on the internet and get hormones, or anyone can be trans, right? Like both of you could say you're trans right now, and everyone would have to just go along with it.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was talking to him about. Is I wanted him to understand. I don't care if people are trans.
Of course not.
I don't feel kids should be put on hormones and stuff because just because you're feeling one way
Right.
at
That's right.
16 or 15
Yeah.
doesn't
That's
mean you're
right.
going to feel the same when you're 18, 21.
That's right.
It can change. So, and they say that hormones are reversible.
No, they're not. Look
They're
at me.
not.
Look at me. I'm a woman.
Yeah.
I'm an actual woman who became a man. You think any of this is going to go away? Never. Never. 30 years. I mean, no child should ever be. But also, do you notice a lot of the trans kids are autistic? They're literally targeting autistic people. They are. There's no way because it's easy to sort of get that into the brain of an autistic
Yeah.
young person.
See, I don't care if my kids are gay. I don't care about any of that.
Of course
I want
not.
them
Yeah.
happy. But
Yeah.
I also want them
That's
safe.
right. But I don't care about any of the how you identify. That has nothing to do with on the internet. That has nothing to do with that. These people are using. Okay, I believe they're using trans.
Yeah, just like the map thing going into
That's
the
right.
LGBT. That's not okay.
That is sick. That has nothing to do with LGBT. It's not an identity choice. Maps
No.
that they just changed it to so that people
And
would
to
not.
call them maps. I was like, I'm not calling you that.
Me
No,
neither.
you are.
Don't play
You're
that
not
game.
a attractive person. You're a P.
You're a
Which is really
P.
sad that we can't even say this word.
I know because YouTube
Like it's
won't.
censored. It's stupid.
Yep.
Is there
I
anything
can't.
else you want to say, Bobby, before we get off here?
I can't think of anything.
I do want to tell you thank you.
Well, you're
From
awesome.
your
Thank you.
videos and stuff, I can feel like your energy is just like you're a really good soul. So I was
Aw.
trusting you with this just because of I can tell the person you are in your videos. So
Aw, that's
that's
sweet.
that's why I knew that you would be sweet about it. You would be understanding.
Thank you.
You wouldn't push
you.
anything that he wasn't wanting to talk about. So
Nope.
and
Nope.
there's some people that would have been
Yeah.
not so great about it. So
Yeah. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. I care about you too. Okay, I care about you, Talon. I'm very mad that happened to you. It makes me want to cry because it's not okay. You're already dealing with stuff, and the last thing you just go on the internet to play some damn games, and next thing you know, you're
Make
being
new friends.
harassed.
Yep.
Yeah, like what? No, don't worry. I got your back, kiddo, and we're gonna figure out this stuff. And I'm gonna make this person apologize to you. First off, I want to get them off the internet. That's my first goal.
I don't, that's the thing is I was trying to do is I wanted to know if they were doing this to anybody else, and
They
two,
are. They are.
They should not be influencing or have a following. They should
Well-
not have that easy of a grasp to be able to get to children.
Do they have a following, like a big following, or like
Yeah.
that says a lot right
Yes.
there?
Yep.
That says a
Do you
lot. That's
remember
what they're
how much it
doing.
was last time
Yeah,
you
how
knew?
many?
It was
Like-
in the thousands, wasn't it?
Yeah, 1,000. Like,
It was in the thousands.
That's
So,
a
yeah,
lot.
That to me is a lot. Yeah.
It is a lot. That's all. I bet you all young, vulnerable children are following this person because they're manipulating
A
them.
lot of them.
Yeah, like I'm your friend, like Jeffrey does. I'm your friend. Your parents don't understand.
I
Come
get
and
the
join me in
weirdest
Mickey
vibe.
Mouse Land. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I get the weirdest vibe from him.
Ugh.
The weirdest vibe.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Oh no,
And
I'll say it all the time. Gross.
to sit there and tell them to, what is it when you don't talk to your parents anymore? To
Yeah,
children,
he's totally
telling.
he's
Don't
literally
talk to your
telling.
parents, talk
Yeah,
to
he
me.
says that's right. He says your parents don't understand you. I do. That is the most P thing there ever is, right there.
Yeah, he's
right
like,
there.
Did you see his face? He's like, oh, yeah.
I know.
Well,
Good.
they know that, like, if they don't want to talk to me about something, they don't have to. That's why I
Yeah.
didn't push this issue with him. But you need to come talk to me so I know what's going on. So, but I'm not going to push it.
Well, no, you're a great parent. I can feel that, and I think your kids trust you. I feel that too. That's how
Thank
you.
you.
That's a great parent when your child, because you're not full of shit. By the way, sorry I cussed, but that
Yeah.
you're not. I can see that you really care about your kids and you love them, and that's the most important thing with a parent and a child is that trust. So they're teaching these kids not to trust their parents. You know that when they say stuff like they can transition a kid in school without telling their parents, that's teaching kids to
Well, that was
lie.
another thing is I wanted to bring up is there was some situations at the school that would happen, and the teachers. My youngest told me this. He goes, I remember one time when my teacher told us not to tell you, not to go home and tell the parents what was going on because they were scared that the parents were going to come up here and cause issues and
What?
shoot up the school and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what the teacher said to my kid.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not shocked. It's happening more and more. These
yeah, and
teachers.
then the
What?
FDA took away something recently to and that goes into not having to get permission from parents to do shots and meds and all
That's
kinds of
right.
stuff. Yep,
That's right. That they're
yep.
trying to give autonomy. They're trying to give a child autonomy over their own body. First off, kids. I have an 11-year-old. If he had the autonomy over his own body, he would never be doing what he needs to be doing. You would be
Yeah,
out.
well, I would tell them their body's their own. Do not let anybody touch you, and you need to tell me what's going on. You don't
That's
have to
right.
hug, kiss, nothing. If you don't
Nope.
want to do that, like they have autonomy, yeah, but not
That's
like
different.
I
That's
can take
different.
you to the doctor and I don't have to tell you autonomy. That's
That's
different.
right. That's totally different because what they're
Yep.
trying to do is try to make it so that you don't have to tell your parents when somebody inappropriately touched you, so that
Well,
they
I've
can
heard a couple
continue.
stories also of parents taking like their 13-year-old to the doctor, and the doctor's like, "We don't have to tell you anything. If they don't want you to know, we can't tell
That
you anything."
okay? Well, I'm going to a new doctor. See you later, dude. Like, no, everything stays between. When they tell the parent to leave the room, they do that a lot with these trans kids. The parents have to leave the room. I'm not going anywhere, buddy. Like, what? Who? Just
Well,
because you're a doctor?
yeah. Well, I would tell my kids if they want to talk to the doctor by themselves, they
Different.
can.
Different.
But they would also tell me what was going on after. So
But
I
also,
didn't
it's
have that fear of getting blocked and not actually knowing what was going on. But I don't want them to be embarrassed to talk to the doctor with me there.
no, but
So,
that's different. And also that your kid is saying, I don't. But when the doctor is like, nope, parent has to leave, but maybe the
yeah,
kid
that,
wants, yeah, that's creepy. No, no, I
yep,
totally get what you're saying. And they do need that private space sometimes to talk
yep,
about things, 100%. But
yeah. And then
still,
they'll always tell me,
teachers,
no, I want you in the room or something like that. But yeah,
that's
they
in a
can't.
medical space. But in a teacher, in a school, every
Yep.
parent has to be accessible to their child no matter what, and the bottom line is the parent makes the choice, not the
Mhm.
child and not the teacher and not the school.
And I
We've
also told
lost
him
it.
before this started, if there was anything that he wanted to tell you without me being in
Yeah,
here, it's just to
sure,
tell me to go out, and
Yeah.
that's fine.
sure,
So,
that's great,
but yeah,
great.
I've there's some ways that I'm raising them different than my mom raised me. Some things that I would have wanted as a kid that I
Sure.
didn't get. But she
Yeah,
was also going through stuff also. So
yeah.
I'm not mad at her.
No,
But yeah, like
no,
letting them come to me on their own time, not getting mad at them when there's stuff going on. I get that
that's right.
parents get upset and stuff, but
Yeah,
don't say things that you're gonna regret later and make your kid feel like you're blaming them.
that's great.
That's my
Good for you.
that would be the other piece of advice that I would give to any parent going through this.
Yes, exactly. You have to create a very, very, very strong, truthful relationship with your child so they
And
always
there
feel they
needs
can come. Yes.
yeah, it needs to start even before this is going on.
Oh, like since they're this little, you have to
Yeah,
teach them about the bond between parent and child is so special and so
see, I didn't know
beautiful.
about like autonomy and stuff like that when they were first born, and then I learned about it when they were like toddlers. So I
Mhm.
started teaching them, and I told my family, do not force them to give hugs or kisses or anything like that. I said, if
No.
you do, I will go off on you. That
Thank
I will
you.
not be happy. But
Thank you.
I would do it sometimes just to make sure that they're sticking to their guns. And then after, when they would be like, no, no, I don't want to do this, I would be like, okay, good. I'm
Right
just
on.
making sure that, I can't push you. So if a stranger or a family member's trying to do it,
That's right. That's right.
You're going to feel, you might get scared
Yeah.
and all
Yeah.
of that. So telling
Yeah.
me no is going to be easier, but the more you say it, the
That's
easier
right.
it'll.
Well, no, because you're teaching them. It takes repetitive over and over to teach a kid that. But good for you for teaching that. The touching thing is very, very important. Very,
Hmm.
because we didn't do that back in my day, right? Grandpa and whatever would just like, like kind of
Yeah, and
creepy.
anybody they were scared of, I did not, I would not let them around.
Yeah,
Nope.
that's right. Good for you. Excellent job, my friend. You're a great
I'm not
parent.
a parent that's like, oh, you're scared of this family member. Well, go in your room. Don't have shorts on. No, that family member is not going to be around my kid.
That's
No,
right. That's right. That's your job as mama bear to protect your
you're
children.
supposed to protect your kids, not protect
That's
the family
right.
member that's doing wrong.
That's why I'm so pissed for you that this stuff is happening and people are just. I feel like really, I'm going to just do this and end here, but I feel that it's sad to me. I feel like you weren't taken seriously. I feel like they just sort of shrugged it off on some level. Is that how you
Yeah,
feel?
I tried to call my county cops. I tried to call, they're like near Dallas, Texas. I tried to call Dallas, Texas. I called our attorney general. I called the attorney general there. And then I called somebody else. I can't remember who else I called. And then I called the FBI. So
Okay.
every which way I would call, they would be like, oh, well, call there, call there, call there,
Wow.
call there. So
Wow.
yeah.
It's weird. It's so weird. Well, this is going to help me find more information for all of you parents who are dealing with stuff like this, and I'm going to put links and I'm going to really dig deep and try figure out how this you don't have to navigate through all of this, but you can go to one place and report this. And I know there's something. I know it, but I have to figure out what it is.
FBI is the easiest place to do that.
We'll start
The
with that.
FBI.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. We need to all start
Um,
reporting this stuff and reporting all these weirdo people doing stuff like this. It's not okay. Uh-uh.
do you want me to try to send all of the messages to you? Because of the lot. I tried to do it the other day, but because it's such a
Oh,
big
it's too big.
thing,
You know what I'll
I
do is
can't send
I'll create something where you can upload it on my server. I'll create a thing where you can just upload it. That's what I'll do. That
Okay,
is a big. I
awesome,
would love to
awesome.
see
Yeah,
all of
I'll,
those. I would
I'll
love to
pass.
see
The
all of
one thing
those
I'm
messages.
not gonna do is send the naked pictures over to you because that's sending porn over. I'm not doing
Don't
that.
send
Not doing
anything like
that.
that to
No,
me,
doing
please.
that. Not
No,
doing that.
no, no, no.
And
Just
that's what I
yeah.
told
I
him.
just
I
want the
said,
messages. I want to see what that
yeah.
weirdo.
That's what I
And
told him. Because the
yeah,
FBI, we were
yeah.
supposed to send it over to the FBI. I was like, if he sends those pictures to you, is he going to get in trouble? And she's like, yeah, he can.
That's
So do
right.
not send those to anybody else.
Don't,
And that's what I
don't.
told him.
That's right.
And
A
I
hundred
told him
percent.
also, is another thing is I want to let parents know that if your kids are sending nudes of themselves underage, they're going to get in trouble for child P,
That's right.
distributing child
That's
P,
right.
even though
It's
they're
it's
not
sexual
understanding.
exploitation. Yeah, that's right. You can't do that. That's
So I
bad.
talked to them about that
But the
too.
fact that an
So
adult talked a kid into doing that is sick. Okay, it's sick. You guys are great. Thank you so much. I got to run to my next interview. Thank you so much,
okay,
Talon. Talon,
I'm
thank you.
proud of you.
Really, thank you, Talon, for standing up here and saying it. I know it's difficult for you, but I really love you, kiddo. And thank you for doing that. And you'll be okay. And everything will work out. Okay, everything will work out. It
Thank
will. I
you.
promise you. It will. And I got your back. Don't worry about that, okay? So let's take this person out. That's the next thing. Let's take this person out. That's the way you win, okay?
I'll whenever you make that up, I'll send that to you, and I'm
Okay,
gonna
great.
send their YouTube over to you
Great.
in your Instagram messages. Okay?
Great. Okay, thanks, friend.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, everybody.
I'll
Thanks for
talk to you
watching.
later.